Let's start Python. Today we will discuss the basic introductory part of Python. Python was created by Guido van Rossum and it was released in 1991. Python is used for many different kinds of applications, be it in data science, machine learning, web development, software development, mathematical problem, statistics. More or less everywhere Python is used. And why Python is so much popular? It has got several reasons. First reason is it's very easy and intuitive. That means anybody can learn Python in very short time and they can use Python for their own work. It is easily understandable. That means Python is very easy. Next point is Python is open source. That means anybody can contribute to the development of Python and it is license free. That is another very important part of Python, and this open source nature of Python has made it so popular. Next point is Python has got very short development time. That means as a developer, you have to devote very less time in developing Python code, and it's more or less English-like statements and the codes are also very intuitive. So anybody can learn Python coding very easily within very short span of time. And since it has got very short development time, so everybody can use Python for their everyday tasks. Okay. Now, according to python.org, the definition of Python is an high-level, interpreted, object-oriented programming language with dynamic semantics. Now, it has got several words which you must understand whenever you are going to start Python. Now, we will see one by one. First one is high level. So, let's see what is called high level programming language. Now, any programming language can be of two types. One is high level, another one is low level. High level means it is English-like coding. Okay. Normal English, like anybody can, whenever you are writing print means normally also it's an English word and you are using it in coding also. So it is called high level language programming. Some cases it is a low level programming. Low level means the machine level. That means ones and zeros. And many times whenever we are doing machine level programming, if you are from computer science background, then you must know this thing that in machine level programming language, we are writing basically some ones and zeros. And it is very problematic for us to remember all those ones and zeros codes. Okay. So that is basically low level. But actually high level is English-like, but high level languages, they have to be converted to low level language because why? Because computer can understand only machine level or low level language. Understand? That means computer can understand everything in terms of ones and zeros. That means all high level languages must be converted later on, but definitely whenever we are writing the codes, we can write the codes in high level English-like statements. So in that way, Python is a high level programming language. Understand? Next point is interpreted. Now, how these high level languages get translated into low level? For that, we have to make use of two different types of software. One is called interpreter. Another one is called compiler. Now, interpreter processes these programs line by line. This is very important. That means if you have written any program, then line by line, whenever you are writing, interpreter processes, and if there is any error, immediately it points out and runs it. Okay. But compiler, it doesn't do like that. Compiler translates the whole program into machine level language or into ones and zeros, and before running it, it translates everything. That means compiler takes some time, but interpreter, it processes the program line by line, and Python uses Python interpreter and it reads your code and executes Python code line by line during runtime and points out if there is any kind of error is there in the coding. So you have understood the second point. That means you have understood what is high level and then you have understood interpreted. Next comes object-oriented programming language. Now I'm telling you what is object-oriented programming language, but since this is not a purely course of object-oriented Python programming, that's why we are not going to discuss in details about the object-oriented programming language. If you are interested, there are plenty of resources. You can always refer those resources. Now, Python is called object-oriented language because it treats each and everything as a class, as an object, like string is a class, okay, or integer is a class. So all the things in Python that is considered as class, and the instances of classes are called object. And these classes, they can implement inheritance, encapsulations, all these features, polymorphism, abstraction, okay. So this class and object makes the Python an object-oriented programming language, okay. Next is dynamic semantics. This is very useful utility of Python, that Python follows dynamic semantics. What do we mean by that? That means programmers, we don't have to declare the variables when we are writing the codes. And because normally in normal programming language, what happens? In normal programming language, we have to write int my name equal to 15. That means I'm declaring the variable as integer variable because I know I'll be storing some integer number into it. Okay. And it is in Java also, we have to declare the variable. What is the type of that variable? And it depends on the type of the data that you are going to store into that variable. Since over here we are storing integer variable, so I'll write int my name equal to 15. But in case of Python, we don't have to declare the type, okay, and that's why it is called dynamic semantics. So how it is written? I will simply write my name equal to 50. That means I will simply say that my name is a variable and I'll be storing 15 into it. And I'm not telling it is int, it is by default understood. Since I have stored 15 in it, that means my name must be an integer variable. And that's why for this particular feature, Python is called, it is following dynamic semantics. So now if you just read the definition once again, Python is an high level. You have understood all these terms, right? So Python is an high level interpreted object-oriented programming language with dynamic semantics. So you have understood all the features of Python, right? Now what we will do, we will write a very simple code in Python. So in our next lecture, you are going to see your first Python code, and it's very simple, but you will get a flavor of Python. So thank you so much.